On the program today, Kenya's former president urges African leaders to embrace good governance. And Transmission Company of Nigeria restores power supply in some northern states. And in sport, world tennis number 5, Elena Rybakina announces Novak Djokovic's former coach, Goran Ivanisevic, as a new coach. Hello everyone, this is live from Abush, a show that takes you through the event that shaped the week in Nigeria and across the world, from politics, news, entertainment, and sport. I am Ademola Lawrence. Interesting show we're going to have today, but let's start from the Senate confirmation of new ministers. And thanks for joining us on the show today. It's been a busy week all around the world, and Nigeria in particular, where the Senate has confirmed the appointment of all 7 ministerial nominees of President Bola Tinubu submitted to the upper chamber last week for accelerated consideration. This follows the screening of the nominees by the upper chamber. Let's share some of the moments with you.
The Senate suspended standing rules to admit visitors into its chambers. The special advisor to the President on National Assembly matters ushers President Tinubu's nominees one after the other. They are here to convince the curious lawmakers on why they should approve of their nomination. The nominees talk about their vast experience in various fields of endeavors, also how they hope to bring their experience to bear, particularly in resolving Nigeria's economic needs and improving the lives of Nigerians.
Once you want to address any issue in the 21st century, the first thing you do is you get data, because data is a king in resolving challenges in the 21st century.
I know what it takes to negotiate and to do it patiently and to listen to our friends from the other side.
The Nigerian embassy in Madrid that you see today is a product of my tenure in that country.
I need to go to the ministry, take over, see the policies, how far they have gone, then to see how I will put in my best into perfecting the policy.
We intend to encourage people by building those incentives across all those 417 grazing areas in the country.
To create productive jobs through vibrant domestic industry. And I spoke about the need for high-value productive jobs.
As a provost, some of the notable achievements to my credit include securing full accreditation for all academic programs in the institution. This is a strong achievement.
The lawmakers commended President Tinubu for an impressive selection of nominees that cuts across party and gender bias, which they believe will bring balance to his cabinet and also earn citizens' trust. The lawmakers also commended the president for assigning portfolios before sending their names for screening at the Senate. They urge that this is sustained in subsequent nominations.
I want to thank you for commending President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, for going across party lines to seek for the best of the best to serve our country, and most especially making the job of screening and confirmation easy, and even easier by attaching portfolios to the would-be ministers.
Mr. President, by bringing an APGA person to be a minister, has already started with what we call a unity government.
And still in Nigeria's capital city of Abuja, the National Economic Council is recommending the withdrawal of the current tax reform bill from the National Assembly in order to pave way for more comprehensive consultation and consensus building among key stakeholders. This is coming just as Vice President Kashim Shettima announces that NEC will adopt measures to speed up the decentralization of the national grid. And of course, we have more in this report.
A setback for President Bola Tinubu's tax reform bills, which the federal government insists will enhance efficiency and eliminate redundancies across the country's tax operations. The National Economic Council also expressed its reservations over concerns raised about the spirit and letter of the bills. but it advised that the bills be withdrawn to ensure wider consultations.
So Council therefore recommend the need to withdraw the bill currently before the National Assembly on tax reforms, so that we can have wider consultations and also build consensus around these reforms for the benefit of the entire country.
The National Economic Council did not set a deadline for its recommendations, allowing for wider consultations and consensus building. This approach aligns with NEC's statutory responsibilities to advise the President on economic matters and policy implementation.
It was advice that was given by the National Executive Council to the National Assembly to withdraw the bill so as to give more time for consultation and consensus building. I think the language is very clear.
The National Economic Council also directed the Ministry of Water Resources and Sanitation to commence a comprehensive integrity review of the state of Nigeria's waterways and dams as part of efforts to mitigate the ravaging impact of floods.
Federal Ministry of Water and Water Resources and Sanitation to conduct an integrity review of all the waterways and dams across the country. There was serious emphasis on the need for a massive program of dredging or desilting of the waterways and have a firm program of continuous desilting almost on an annual basis.
There was also presentations on a program called Solutions for the Internally Displaced and Host Communities. The objective is to improve access to basic services and investment in resilient infrastructure. The Council was also giving updates on the ongoing economic reforms and its impacts.
Investment in resilient infrastructure and services for internally displaced persons and host communities, because it's not only the internally displaced person that needs support, but host communities need support as well in order to host them.
People are paid after they have been uniquely identified biometrically, and they are paid digitally through a bank account or mobile wallet. And those payments have been rolled out. We have reached 5 million households, 25 million Nigerians, and first and second payments are being made.
The National Economic Council's recommendations are just advisory, but it may go a long way in determining President Tinubu's next course of action and also set a process for further engagement with the governors and other critical stakeholders. Femi Akonde, TVC News.
And still in Abuja, Kenya's former President Uhuru Kenyatta is calling on